Good evening, Box 3 Motorsports, and welcome to all viewers anywhere you are. Good evening, good afternoon. Joining me today for this week's recovery drive. It's Thursday evening where I am. I got your boy Blue with me. I got Anderson, and we are going to have a talk about last week's race at COTA. Well, last Sunday's. It's not really last week, I guess. We're going to talk about last week's race at COTA. We're going to talk about the upcoming race at Zolder. We got a lot to talk about. Anderson, Blue, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate each one of you being here, and we're going to have some fun tonight. Let's go. What do you guys want to do?
I would like to personally thank you, Molson, for bringing me aboard, even though I'm
absolutely
a degenerate.
You
I
know,
had to figure out the right word. I had to figure out the right word, so I didn't swear.
But I am going to interrupt you on that, because here's the thing. I actually talked to Huff about this today. I'm like, he's like, because and Whelp Cakes is in our chat, and you know, let me bring this up first and talk about this. 949 Sim Racing is going away.
One Nut Wonder. What a name.
It's like, yeah, like, but I wanted to bring this up because 949 Racing is going away, and that's a sad thing, right? That Discord, those guys, there's a lot of great guys over there. But as soon as I heard that, as soon as I knew that that was happening, the first thing that popped in my head was, I got to grab Whelp. I got to talk to Whelp Cakes, because him and I have streamed together, and This guy just is fantastic. He's heads and tails above what I do when we're covering races. Like he's just 100%. Awesome. Like seriously.
There's Phil, and then there's like a bunch of garbage, and then there's you.
Yeah, well, and I would not disagree with that at all. And Phil is like way up there, right? So I had to reach out to him, but I actually talked to Huff about you today, Blue, about this show specifically, because I said I love Blue, but here's the thing.
Thanks.
I love him. No, I do. I think you're a fantastic person.
The best part was that there's a butt.
There is a butt. There is a butt, but it's my butt. It's not your butt, right? It's in other words, what I'm saying is
we can show that. We can make this a hot tub stream. Really
we can
fast.
real fast. I got enough room back here to throw a hot tub down. We'll be all set. Don't you worry. And I got 2 cameras.
I have a bed right here.
We would be all good. No, it is. It's a butt on my part, not a butt on your part. Let's phrase it that way. I think you're a fantastic person. I love when we get on stream together. The butt is you're goofy.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That's not your fault. That's not on you. That's on me.
It's my parents' fault.
Because it's on me because I'm an old man.
And so
I look at stuff and I like some of the tweets you send, because you send the tweets for Box3, and I look at it and go, well, that's not funny.
Well, now,
but I look at it.
Now I'm not the masked vigilante, though. You just you absolutely.
I unmasked you. You
tore off my cowl that I had.
But the thing is that's what I'm saying is I recognize that it's my problem. It's not your problem. That I'm an old man, because when I look at it and go, that's not funny.
But
that's not funny to. No, not at all. That's not funny to me. But it's going to be funny to the right people. So, and that's what I love about you is you're a goofy guy. It's awesome. I love it.
My heater of a tweets get like 3 likes and maybe a repub. I did get pro driver Rafael Marciello, who won 24 hours of Spa, the actual one.
I saw that.
He liked one of my tweets, and
that is fantastic. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That was my magnum opus.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you are obviously doing something right. I just don't get it, and that's on me. But I love you. You're fantastic. So don't thank me for you being here. You being here is because of who you are. You're a good person. So
Zap said he accidentally clicked.
Yeah, he didn't mean to even come in here. So guys, what are we here to do tonight? We're going to talk about the race at COTA this past week. Now, I will tell everyone watching right now, I'm going to admit I have not put this together properly when I say this. And what I mean by that is during the course of races, I'm covering, I'm watching, I'm doing these things. Starting this coming week at Zolder, and we're going to talk about that race as well and get you guys, get both of your opinions on what's going to happen this coming week. I'm going to start taking notes on when things happen, what lap happens, this pass or this incident or these things, and try and start editing video so we have it for this show in the midweek. Yeah, exactly. But you get what I'm saying is like we're going to try and put that together. So what we're going to do this week is I'm going to show, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to show you guys, two clips. And I have a feeling you're already going to know the answer, but no HUD, no names on screen. I'm going to show you a clip, and then
I'm just glad he's in the chat. I'm just glad he's in the chat. That's it. That's all I'll say.
But here's the thing. I'm going to show you a clip. I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to guess right away. Say nothing. And then we're going to go to another clip, and we're going to show lap 1, T1. And after we do both of these, I want you to tell me which race each clip is from. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with.
Dude, I have so much loaded. I'm
sure
ready.
You do. So this is the first one. All right, and we're gonna pause this. It's running at 0.5 speed. We're gonna pause this. We're gonna move around because it's hard. I don't have the software that lets me go to specific drivers, so we're gonna have to use the controls here. But let's take a look at this real quick.
Hair follicles. It's running at 0.5 speed.
0.5 speed. So this is lap 1, turn 1 at COTA. And I want you guys to look at this because people continue to just slam into each other.
Look at the I-5.
Like this is insane. The way this happens.
Looks like a mall parking lot.
We got somebody going. We got 2 of them going back. 3 of them going backwards. We're coming to we're trying to come through T1 6 wide. Like what is going on? Okay.
Can't park this, huh?
Yeah. So okay.
Oh, my poor buddy Steve Dunn. Sick turnaround by that Bentley though. That was awesome. My buddy Steve Dunn, repping the Schmidt Bros Motorsports livery, gets absolutely collected in that, and that
It
sucks. I
was
forgot we weren't saying anything. We weren't
don't
talking.
I no, you can talk. Just don't make a guess yet on again which is which, right?
Oh man.
So let's jump in here, and I got to find it real fast. But this is the other race because again we do two
Orange.
splits, right?
Orange Porsche doesn't touch anybody. I think you did without their consent, but
Oh, the orange Porsche made contact with someone, all right.
Oh, we're all the way to lap 2. What am I doing here?
I was gonna say that was quite a heater. He was the only one out there on lap
Nice,
1. He won. He won.
right, so
That's his exit. That was nice.
Let's back this down. We slowed it down to 0.5, just like the other one. And again, we're in T1. We're gonna
I can't
pause
believe
here,
That is in second. That's insane.
and we're gonna just back up a few cars so we can capture all the action here. But look at this. See the difference here. Now, I'm not saying there's zero contact here. Obviously, we have a Porsche up here sideways, right? But overall, the field didn't get stacked up, right? They didn't hang on each other. So, the first clip we just looked at, was that the AM and Pro-Am race, or was that the Pro and Silver race? From the first clip.
I mean,
Based off quality of running, it was Pro-Am or AM, amateur driving.
Okay.
And this is the only time that I'm going to be able to get to roast these guys because they'll smoke me in lap times. So yeah, you guys look terrible.
So okay,
Well,
so
yeah.
look, and even the chat knows. The chat's like sitting here going, "That's the pro split. First one was the pro split. It's not even a question." So what you guys explain to me, the two of you explain to me, why do we see this? Because we saw this same effect, this same pattern happen during season 3. The AM and the Pro-Am guys come in, they get through, and again, not saying there's zero incidents, but they get through lap 1 T1 with very few incidents, things, right? And then the pro race starts, and lap 1 T1 is an absolute, it's just insanity. Why does this happen? Because the pro and the silver drivers should be better drivers, right?
you're gonna put me on the spot here.
Better
Blue.
drivers.
How he's in the pro split. Please,
Okay.
Anderson, please explain it to us.
Well, I'm gonna look down at you right now.
It's like being on Hollywood Squares. It is.
It's literally like what it's like. Well, thankfully for me, I got the front row seats in the house of lap 1 T1 for a pro. I was right behind the initial contact. I mean, it was an interesting turn of events. I think if the person in front of me just held their brakes, it would have been completely fine. We wouldn't have seen anything.
Why?
But
Why this?
I think the T1 incidents, it's a lot about just ego, pride, just knowing that they can outbrake people, and it's a chance when you can make up like 2, 3, 4 spots potentially, especially with how wide Coda T1 is. We saw, you could go 6 wide in that corner and people are going to try it. I think it's a quick way to try and gain some positions, but at the same time, like, they don't think about all the negatives that can come out of it. Meanwhile, the people who take it slow, like myself, I jumped 3 or 4 positions in T1 because everyone spun around and I just got out of there cleanly.
My thing was when we watched that back, and I'm gonna call him out. It's the last place Lambo. When we watched that at the beginning, pre-show, there was a Lambo that could have absolutely smoked everybody. Maybe a little bit of cheating, but he could have cut that grass triangle that's right there and just gone. Or he could have gone all the way to the outside and just slunk around everybody. I don't know who was in last place. I think I have an idea who's the last place.
It was Huff.
But
It was Huff.
It was Huff.
Well, call him out. That's what this show is for. We're calling you out.
Yeah, sure, dude. This is the part where I mysteriously disappear from the voice chat because Kev's gonna.
You're like the
launch
Homer
into the
Simpson
sun.
meme where you just sink into the bushes.
But I thought that would have been pretty funny, and I also would have been incredibly impressed if he did manage to do that, because if he just cut through and then or gone all the way around, he probably would have won. But yeah, I don't want to say it's an ego thing, because like I know these guys, so I don't think that I don't think their heads are inflated. I just think that they want to go. They want to try to go as fast as possible, and they push the limit. And the AM guys are like, I don't want to take any damage because my safety rating is already the lowest that it's ever been. I don't want to get bumped again because it's going to go on me. So I don't know. I think AM drivers are goated, to be honest.
I think so.
I think they're just more reserved. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just they're more careful. And honestly, I wish more of the top split was kind of like that sometimes.
Well, when
but
you
at the
watch,
same
like,
time, like
when you watch,
I know they're pushing
IRL racing and watch these guys like go around those corners. Like I was telling Molson this earlier. I was watching some old GT3 racing essentially, and these guys, they go wide, they push each other, but then the other dude compensates and goes wider a little bit. They bump and they kind of side pod bang, but they eventually do make adjustments and go wide. I don't know. I know that these guys have radar and crew chief and stuff like that. I didn't when I had mine on. I forgot to launch it. So, and Pixel knows that I absolutely obliterated him in qualifying, and I felt terrible about that, by the way. But like, you got to be aware. You got to be spatially aware of where people are.
So,
and as the race goes on, they get better, but T1 is always bad.
But here's the thing, and here's what I think it is. And this, again, you know, you guys drive with the league. So obviously you have a better idea of what's going on track. I sit in the booth up here, judging all of you. That's my job. I judge all of you. But this is what I think it comes down to is the AM and the Pro-Am drivers, they know their limits. They understand. I know my limits, right? When I'm in iRacing races on Saturday, if you watch back to the iRace, like we did the TCR race this past Saturday, the driver behind me, and if you watch the stream back, you'll know I told him, just go. I got you. Just go. I knew he was faster than me. I knew I was holding him up. I knew what was going on, and I just said go, because I'm not going to do that, because you're taking that chance that something's going to happen and you're going to baff, right?
Now, I feel a little bit like we're lecturing them. They are very good. They're very talented.
But no, they are. But here's what I see from where I sit, from my perspective. Again, you guys have a different perspective than I do. The perspective I have is that there's this Dunning-Kruger effect going on that says my confidence is here. My confidence is here. But my ability's just a little, like, my confidence here, my ability's just here. It's not to say I'm not good. I'm not saying they're not good drivers. They're all better than me. What I'm saying is, you know what? I got this. Oh, but you know what? I don't quite got this. And so they push, and they're more aggressive, thinking they can shoot the gap. And I look back to that video of Aries Drives that says, you know, when Senna says, if you're not taking the gap, you're no longer a race driver. Well, guess what? He's Senna. He can do that. Nobody driving a simulator is Senna. You're not. I don't care how fast you are. You're not Senna. So maybe you can't make that gap. Calm down.
The only thing I can replicate from Senna is the fact that I can race in socks and loafers, and that's about it. He did it fast. I can't do it.
There's your one common denominator.
My one common denominator with Ayrton Senna is that I can race in loafers.
There you go. But you I mean, I think you guys understand what I'm saying, right? And I think that's why we saw it in season 3, and now we're seeing the same thing in season 4 from that first race, where these guys just think, you know what? I'm gonna throw down, and that's it. I'm gonna shoot that gap, even if they shouldn't shoot that gap.
They'll improve as the season goes on. We saw it later. I think the worst example that we had was Nürburgring last year, of a lap 1 T1 incident, and people just got absolutely collected there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Probably don't have the replay. Holy, he's gonna pull it up.
No, this is
just. Oh, this is Coda. This is the pro Coda one. I was like, wow, Molson, that's impressive.
Yeah, my POV gets all the action.
that was probably one of the worst ones. This one, believe it or not, was kind of, was semi-mild. There were a lot of people that were involved, but.
Oh my God! Look at them. They're backwards.
The Nürburgring one was worse, to be honest. But
it's honestly a shame, because it was all one little bump that took out
That's how it
everybody.
happens because everybody's millimeters away from each other.
Yeah.
So that's
I
usually how
saw
it
the
goes.
whole thing. It was a shame. He lifted his brake for like a split second, and yeah,
What he gets for having
Yeah.
New Zealand ping, and it's also what he gets for having an OnlyFans
all
car.
right, you weren't supposed to roast him out loud like that.
Palm tree. And nobody. The best part about this is so the funniest thing is that no one reported the incident. I think it was kind of an effect of like, oh well, I saw it broad daylight. I saw someone, get punched. I'm not going to call 911. Someone else will do it because someone else had to have seen it. So I think that was the effect that happened here. Is like, oh, someone else got collected. They'll report it.
Yeah.
Nobody reported
Nobody
it.
reported
So
T1.
it was quite funny that went unreported. But
I could have had a
Charlie
P2 if it got
Charlie
reported.
he feels bad about it. I can tell,
I
mainly
know
because
he
of how much
does,
I make
yeah.
fun of him for it. So
And I don't know
He feels
why, but
terrible
my
about it.
frames in game have just gone crazy after switching
oh,
clips.
you are.
Oh yeah, it's horrible all of a sudden. I don't know why. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
still there.
Yeah, just for some reason trying to play the highlights clip just went nuts. So, quick one though. We're going to take a look at let's take a look at the standings coming into out of week 1.
I was gonna say we can go over like who I have someone who performed incredibly well, in my opinion.
Oh, I
Out
know
of
who definitely performed the best.
Oh,
and it wasn't
and I
you.
want to talk about that. But it's not going to be here. Here is the AM class standings. So, after the first week, Tristan Young, and I'm going to say this wrong. I'm trying
I
so.
figured it out.
It's
Molson, I
young.
got it.
It's young, a dick.
No, it's not. That's actually wrong. It's Yoendijk.
Young Dyke. Are you sure? Because that's not what
like,
TG told me. Because TG told me it was like young a dick.
No, it's. I believe, according to Ottens, who's from the Netherlands, told me that the closest I got was Yoendijk.
I don't trust him.
Or, yeah. Hey, man, he's just.
I trust
he's just
TG because
the
TG's
local.
like led me on. Like TG's given me the best pronunciation so far every time I have problems.
Well, we'll have to.
We'll try it. We could try Young
Dyke
Dyke.
directly.
Young Dyke.
Just to cut it off, everyone's complaining that the stream is very much cutting out. So.
Well, I just shut down ACC, so I'm hoping that yeah, I'm seeing it now, and I'm hoping by shutting that. I don't know why it would be doing that to me tonight, but because it's never done it before, but I got good bit rate
I'm gonna
over
do
there.
my best blue impression.
Yeah, there you go.
I had to get a subtle one of these off. Yep.
I shut down ACC though, so we're good right now. So hopefully that
It
lag has stopped and we're good. Hopefully that, and again, I don't know why the frame rate dropped. All I did was change highlight to the highlights from the race. So I was hoping to let that run. But Tristan, and I'm gonna use Blue's pronunciation, Yoendijk.
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 Like Nieuwendijk.
Okay, Yoendijk. Okay. So Tristan Yoendijk comes out in the AM class number 1 this week. Bruce Hopkins and Lee Melvin round out your top 3. Kenny O'Connor and Adam Willey. Adam Willey, I think, qualified first in AM, but unfortunately had an incident and got punted back, able to get himself back up to P5 this week. Michael,
Did he really?
yeah, he had an incident. So Michael Kazbuski, Chief Blaze getting himself up. Chief Blaze, let's go take a look. Actually, I can go up here to results, and let's go to qualifying for AM. You take a look. Chief Blaze qualified in 10th, got himself up into 7th. And Tristan, that we talked about, finished P1, actually qualified in 7th. Had a great race.
He's falling back on the safe name.
Yeah,
he's falling back on the name that he knows.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I have a son named Tristan, so it's easy.
Yes.
I'm going to take it. I will take that out. Don't harass me.
Yeah, I had no idea that Adam. I had no idea that Adam, who is One Nut Wonder, which is a hilarious name.
I love it. I love the name.
I did no idea that he qualified. I was talking with him earlier today, before my headset died. So.
Wait, what? Who are you talking about?
One Nut Wonder is
Okay.
Adam Willey.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either. What's up, bud? So then
Context clues. Big
we
brain.
got we got Tom Grantham, Michael Zwanenberg, and Abdullah Sayed in finishing out your top 10 for the AM class during the first race. Let's go over to our pro-ams. Matt Comiskey had a great race. Josh Harrison and Gerald Butz finishing out the podium. Rick Pixel, Terry Driscoll in your top 5. Josh Butler had a good race, finishing in P6. Bob Charlton, Nick Brown, Rogerio Santos, and Paul Morris are your top 10. Blue just not quite able to get into the top 10, huh, bud? Just a hair short.
He's not here, but Mr. Paul Morris in the drag, he and I had a little bit of a teensy weensy oopsie whoopsie at the last turn of lap 1, and someone braked in front of me at the last turn, and then his Jag just was like talking to quiet and it hit me right in the back, and then I went into the wall kind of, and I didn't want to. I was sitting there frantically flipping to reverse, but if I would have reversed, the entire pack was behind me.
Mhm.
So if I would have gone into reverse, I would have probably played bumper cars with someone else. So I
Gotcha.
just sat there and waited and waited, and I went to last. I went to dead last, and then went all the way back up. So I mean, I can't really complain at the 11th.
No, that's not a bad race, right? That's not a bad race when you can climb back up. And I gotta say, Paul Morris, I mean, we watched him a lot during this race, and mainly because we've never seen in 3 seasons, we've never seen a Jag on track.
That's a lie. Will Greeny did one.
Will Greeny
one
race.
Season 1.
Yeah,
one race,
but not.
It was at Imola.
Was it in the season race or was it in a casual?
It was in a season race.
Really? Yeah. I don't remember that.
He did one race and then he went, oh wait, never mind, this car stinks. Pretty much.
Well, Paul Morris did well with it. I mean, Paul Morris got himself into the top 10, just barely, but he got himself into the top 10, did a great job. He really had a good race, gained a lot of positions in that Jag during the course of this race, and we kept eye on him. I think he did very well with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of them he had to take out the guy that was in front of him. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, can't give him too much credit here, Molson.
Who did he take out?
Me. I just said that.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were relating the same story. I didn't. Yeah. I didn't connect the two. But it's you.
I'm just giving him crap for.
But it's you. So let him. It doesn't matter if he takes you out. That's fine.
I am
That's
cannon fodder. I am proud of Josh, though. I am super proud of Josh, and I'm proud of James for finishing the race because those guys are my quote unquote teammates, and we all run the same livery. That's all that means.
Yep.
And Josh was an absolute stud and qualifying, and then he ended up just getting really lucky in the race, and he was behind people that kept spinning, and then James had like 1 minute and 12 seconds of damage after getting into an accident.
Oh wow.
So,
it's because didn't he quali really well actually?
James was in second. If you look at the clip of T1, he's in second. Yeah, James. Yeah. James was taking names.
Things got turned up.
I called it in the first show. I picked James as the wild card for that division.
You did.
I'm on to something.
Let's move on to silver, and here's why I want to move on to silver. Delilah Hazel.
She got collected at T1, didn't she?
She did. Got absolutely lambasted in T1 and knocked all the way back almost to the back of the pack. I want to say
it was
at one point.
I want to say she was like
P25. Yeah, P25, P26, 100%. And we watched during the course of this silver and pro race, Delilah Hazel blasted her way back up into, I think overall finished in like what, P6 or 7. Finished like that, finished first in class, but really blasted to the front of this pack. I mean, it was
started blasting.
Get around this car, and it was within 30 seconds to a minute. Within a lap, we were having to bring focus back to her next pass. Like it was that quick every lap, taking on someone that she had gotten behind because of the T1 incident. Absolutely fantastic run to finish first in class. Lee Dorman, Alejandro Aguilar finishing out the podium with Jan Barth and Joshua Baker.
My pick for most impressive. Now, granted, Delilah getting collected at T1 and then coming back, that is pretty stellar. But look what she's driving. She's driving a pretty on-meta car, and it's pretty good. Now, the other thing
why the Audi 8? That's what I want to know is why the Audi 8, though.
It's
I
not
don't come
hate.
around
It's
picking
just a
on your
meta car.
Bentley, do I?
It's a good car. It's
Did
a
I
good
call your car a Boatley or something that now you got to turn it around and say I don't like the Audi, knowing who you're talking to on this stream?
If
You
talk
know
trash
Adam's got to say
about,
something.
I gotta
know,
say something.
it's the Audi. It's the 4 rings, right? So it's 4, right? Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not. I
Is it
can't
5
count
like the
very well,
Olympics?
so.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Why aren't they colored? My pick for most impressive drive here is Hondro. I gotta say, like, he's a buddy of mine too,
Mhm.
so I take that with a grain of salt. But to do it in the GTR, and he's doing low 207s in the GTR. That car has not been touched by anybody. I don't even think they have CDAs, current CDAs for
Mhm.
that car, which is saying something. So I think, to be totally honest, that's an impressive drive. Delilah coming back, Delilah coming back is awesome. That is
Yeah.
a hell of a save and hell of a recovery drive. That's it. We can end the stream right
Or
there. Roll
best
credits.
recovery
Well,
drive.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to talk about recovery drive that we named this
Recovery drive.
stream.
Yep.
That was a recovery drive
That's
to finish first in class after getting punted all the way back to P25, P26, and finishing in the top 10 of this race, and first in class. So absolutely fantastic. Jan Barth, again, one of our returning drivers in the Porsche GT, the 9912 GT3. Jan, always fun to watch. And Joshua Baker, one of our newer drivers in the McLaren, finishing in the top 5. Rob Kesar, Igor Kornikov, Autumn Thomas, Zap, and Nikolai Tsiabuk finishing out your top 10. Nikolai is, I think, one of my favorite returning drivers.
He's gotten so good.
Well,
I remember,
but the thing is, season 3, he was, what it was about Nikolai that I love to watch was, you want to talk about the difference between I'm super fast or I'm really consistent and I keep myself out of trouble. Because those are two different drivers, right? The Brian Canapins of the world, of course he keeps himself out of trouble, but he's also wicked fast. The Nikolais of the world might not be the fastest drivers, but they tend not to get hung up in problems. They avoid incidents, and because of that, they finish on average at a decent place every week, over and over again, and it's just fun to watch. That's what it is for me.
So.
Absolutely. Plus, it doesn't help that you picked the McLaren this year. Nice choice.
And another on meta car, bro. On meta.
Oh, it's not as strong as the Audi, though.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. The Audi's fantastic. And don't talk to me about the Audi, because in our pro class, there are no Audis until we get to P5. Right? We got a great mix of manufacturers.
I think one of them got a penalty, though. If I remember right.
Pro class, we got Blaine Hall, Charlie Booth, who is in our chat right now, and Mr. Anderson himself on the podium for our first race at COTA. Dmitry Atwal and Sergey Zagorsky finishing out your top 5. So Anderson, let's talk about it. Great race, right? Finishing on the podium.
Dude, he's P3. Why are we talking to him? Charlie in the chat is P2.
Let me live in my moment. There's not many times I get these podiums.
Nobody wants to talk about palm tree oil, because we all know he lives in Australia, right? He's probably I'm sorry, what?
It's New Zealand. He's from New Zealand.
He lives in New Zealand. I'm sorry, he lives in Australia Light, and is probably out wandering in a field or the hills looking for the Ring of Power right now. I don't know how it works for him.
Or
I do enjoy making Middle Earth. It's fantastic.
Or yelling, "That's not a knife," at people randomly when he walks down the street. I don't know how it works over there. I'm just saying we don't need to focus on him. We have Anderson right here, who finished P3. So how was your race? I mean, obviously a good finish, but overall, how was the race for you?
To sum it up in one quick summary, I would say it's avoided the wreckage at T1. Like I said, I got to see everything firsthand and quick sneak on by it without getting collected. After that, it was just pretty much defend my brains out. And then there was a couple penalties in front of me, which brought them to the back. So after that, it was just defend. I know Dimitri was catching me like a madman, like a second and a half like a second and a half per lap. If that race lasted another like 3-4 laps, I probably wouldn't be on the podium. But I was pushing as hard as I could. So
Dude, it was so funny. Dimitri would pop in, and he got fourth in this. He was leading for a while. I know that him and Blaine were this far apart from each other,
Mm-hmm.
and he would pop into the practice server, and I would be sitting there like doing my scrub lord times, and he would come in and he'd be like, "Hey Blue, what times are you doing?" And I would tell him, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's quick." And then he would come in and on his out lap smoke me. I'm like, "What are you doing, dude? Come on!" Like I'm supposed to have a little bit of confidence here, and he's doing like a 2:05 in
yeah, the
his
man was
second lap.
running
He's like, "Oh yeah,
fives.
tires aren't even warm."
The
That's
closest
funny.
I got, I think, was a 2:06.1, and that was like one time.
That's
So
funny.
after that, it was like mid 2:06s for me.
Also, shout out to Dutch racing legend Justin Van Visser, who is the easiest Dutch name to pronounce, mainly because it's fake, it's clueless. But shout out to him for at least finishing the race, kind of. He did he did 7 total laps, and he's single-handedly the most unlucky driver I've ever
Absolutely.
seen. I love him though to death. He's asleep right now. He's super passed out, but
No, I think he
I
had a
feel
great
for that
race,
man.
and good on Palmtree. Charlie Booth had a great race as well, getting up into P2. As much as we pick on the guy, I like watching him race. He did a great job, and Blaine Hall just kind of ran with it once he was able to get out in front. But this Pro and Silver race was really, you can qualify wherever. I don't care if you qualify first. I don't care if you qualify last. When T1 turns into what we just watched earlier tonight, into that kind of T1, the question becomes, okay, you made all these gains. Can you hold on to them? So Anderson, in your case, you made all these gains and you were 100% able to hold on to them, right? Like you grabbed it and you rolled with it and that was it. You were able to defend that position. Not everybody can. I'm one of those people. I probably could not have defended like you did during the course of that race. And you did a great job holding on and pulling up P3 to start this season. So good job on everybody. Again, a little bit of a mess at T1 for this first race. Question becomes, can we go into, let's move on and let's talk about race 2 coming up this weekend. Zolder, you see it right there in the middle of your screen. So again, I sit up here, I watch the races. Let me talk to you two. I do. I judge hard. You two, what are you expecting at Zolder? What are your concerns?
Ooh.
What are you worried about going into this weekend's race?
that's all you.
Of course you leave it to me.
I'll chime in. But you're the pro. You're the
Well, I don't think I'm going to get a P2 or a P3 again. My pace just isn't that great here. But I know T1's a lot tighter this time around, so I'm hoping that it's not as much of a wreck fest this time, but it is a lot tighter of a quarter compared to the 6Y potential Lakota. After that, it's going to be interesting to see who takes the fight to the chicanes. I think it's going to be a matter of playing chicken. Who's going to be the last one on the brakes, and we'll see who goes off and who gets air that we could put it in the high jump challenge.
high jump competition.
I can't wait for that.
The thing is with here is that it's not necessarily T1 that's going to collect people or T2 or T3. It's going to be that chicane, and it's going to prove who's putting their testicles in a wheelbarrow at the end of the day, or who's crying back home to mom. So I'm going to be the one crying back home to mom, mainly because I don't own a wheelbarrow. So it's an interesting track. It does. Anderson will attest to this. It kind of sucks. I love it though. I do. I say it sucks, but I do like it. But after a while, it becomes a slog.
Well, I got to
It
say,
You get it
does.
for 45 minutes, homie.
One
Yeah,
nut
that's gonna be
wonder in
fun.
the chat said Blue did do some practice today, but not looking good at T1.
T1 is hard because it's a sweet. T1 is not necessarily a T1 kind of pinch like Nürburgring or Coda or Monza. T1 here is that long sweeping left-hander that's I mean Anderson is probably better at it than I am, but Luke Addison did 26s in chat. Sorry, I got distracted by chat. But it's that long sweeping left-hander, and then you go immediately into a double apex right-hander.
Yeah.
Dyslexia probably striking me right now, but
No, you're good. I was right.
it's it is kind of it's a bit of a slog. You got to really, everything's got to connect perfectly, lap after lap after lap, for you to put in the same lap times, and it's a doozy.
And
I think we're
you
gonna
can't
be
forget about the
watching.
turn after that. The
Mhm.
turn after that is the one where it has the sand
yeah,
trap on the left.
Yeah,
And if
the
you
gravel trap.
touch one inch of your tire in that gravel trap, you expect to see 2 or 3 cars pass you on lap 1. It's gonna
Yeah, and then
be
you have the
it's gonna be a
chicane,
test. Yep, and then the chicane.
is a nightmare, and then after the chicane is another chicane, which is just going to collect more people, and then you kind of open up a little bit, and then you have a little pin, and it's a track that, like, you go a little quick and then you slow down, you go a little quick and then you slow down. It's a very old school track, and
Yeah.
it'll be fun, but I see some collections happening.
I think I need a
Stewart-
co-commentator for this race. And
What?
and I think I need a co-commentator for this race, and I only say that because
Yeah.
I need someone to do picture-in-picture, park their camera, free cam, over that first chicane, and just record the jumps for the race, right? We're covering the race on the big screen, and then up here in the corner, you just get to watch drivers jump chicanes all race long.
Just pointing at the McLarens, they're gonna get airborne.
Kev says that the Zolder is the pepper to spice up our calendar. No, that's Snetterton, and you're an evil son of the. You're an evil man.
I
for
am not
Snetterton.
looking forward to that at all.
Honestly, what I'm looking forward to is Watkins the week after, because I want to see if anybody decides to not listen to the what do I want to call him? Not the driver's meeting. What do I call the little guy that comes in your ear and says yellow flag? Race control.
For the uphill.
Yeah,
climb.
yeah, for the uphill climb, because we
Where,
saw that during the 3 hour where Retro did nothing. There was contact. It was a racing incident, but he got spun. The problem wasn't Retro. The problem was everybody behind him who didn't listen to, hey, yellow flag ahead, and slow down.
I don't want to talk about the Watkins race.
We're on it. Let's go. I'm coming up this hill, and it was a mess of cars.
Clearwater is currently playing in my head from that race. So please,
Adam's right on this one. You gotta know that's it happens in every simulator game.
Yep.
Like everyone gets collected in this, and nobody slows down, knowing that it's a high intensity area where accidents happen and wrecks happen, and they're just like still gonna hold it.
Yep. Throttle down.
Yeah.
Full send. Let's go. All gas, no brakes.
In honor of Colin McRae, who sadly passed away today in 2007. Flat out, nothing but flat out, I think is his term. So, or podium or DNF is another thing by him. So, yeah, people like to go fast. Can we blame them?
I get that, but sometimes maybe back off. So, just saying. I'm waiting for Watkins again. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. We are, but
just real quick, I want to talk about Silver. We have Silverstone, Misano, Snetterton that you guys both complained about, and Suzuka, and myself, and whoever wishes to join me is going to be back every week to talk about these tracks on Thursdays. So
Silverstone, I honestly wish that I had like Minecraft abilities and I could go in and just
stop it.
That
I'm
one
down
and
at you.
Anderson, we spent so much time together on Silverstone. I still hate it, by the way. Just a heads up.
Jeez, you got to calm down, man. You're hyper about it.
I love Silverstone.
Not that bad a track. It's not my favorite, but it's not that bad. And the same with Zolder. It's not my favorite, but it's not that bad.
I mean, it could be a bit biased. It's a McLaren track. It's very favored towards the McLaren. So
yes, yeah, high speed corners, yeah, lots
a
lot
of downforce required, and that's all the McLaren is.
All right, we're gonna get to the fun stuff now.
All right, so guys, I do want to stop and take a minute to talk about, and we're gonna leave this up for just a moment. Just announced today, the Spa 24 Hours is coming. I am very passionate about this race because this, not only is it our 1 year anniversary of Box 3, it's like a month later than our 1 year anniversary, but still, we're putting it in where we can. So we got a Spa 24 Hours coming up. We've got safety cars. We've got full course yellows that we're going to run, right? You got to go look at all the details.
Limited
And
tire sets.
limited tire
Yeah.
sets. Okay, put your team together.
Technical pit stops.
It's fantastic. Get over there. Huff just put the link in the chat. Get over there, get your team signed up. But here's the part I'm passionate about. We are raising money as Box 3 started a year ago in October. We started at a charity race. We were raising money for Extra Life, which supports Children's Miracle Network hospitals throughout the United States and Canada. We're doing that again. And so it's, as I said, I'm very passionate about it. I know Dunn is very passionate about it. He's going to be joining me during the stream. Some other people will be joining me as well. Here's the thing. I put a post up stating, saying, go here, sign up with our team. We're going to raise money together. I have a $2,000 goal this year. We raised over $1,000 last year. I have a $2,000 goal this year. But we have a lot of members in Box 3 who are international. Now, as far as I know, Extra Life only functions in the United States and Canada. Okay. So one of the things I added to the post today is if you have a local charity, if you have something you're passionate about that you want to raise money for, and you put a team together and you say, we're raising money for this, and they have some kind of online link, whatever it is. I want our members at Box 3 to know we're going to support you. Okay. We're going to support you because this stream is not just a race. This 24 hours coming up in November, it's an event. It's an event in that we're going to feature the teams that are raising money for Extra Life. And you know what? If you can't do that, that's okay, because we're going to feature you too. So you need to hit me up directly, grab my attention, and let me know that we're doing this. Hey, my team is doing this. We're raising money for the Ukraine, or we're raising money for the Red Cross in our country, or we're raising whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me. You make sure you come to me. Whoa, I slapped my mic. Make sure you come to me, because I want to make sure we promote you on stream and we share the links to your charity. We share the links to your fundraising, to your stream, whatever it is. Guys, go fill out the form that I posted earlier, because we want to make sure we can feature you on the stream. Again, it's an event. It's not just a race. Let's face it, the 24-hour, the first hour is going to be crazy. People are passing each other, everything else. After that, going to slow down on the track. But we're going to keep it interesting here.
I'm tired thinking about it. I'm sitting
Did you drive?
here,
Did you drive by yourself last time?
No, I drove with poor Anderson. Actually, I think I drug him in the 24-hour event.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In the GT. Yeah, we did the
GTR.
20 hours of Imola.
I will tell you this. 24 hours.
I love Imola though.
I do too.
Okay.
But 24 hours is a long time to sit in this chair. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I'm not even in a rig, so I get it. The solo drivers that we had were just, I'm like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
I'm
By the way,
here
anybody
going,
anybody that wants to do it solo, just a warning to you, Molson did a 24-hour race solo, and that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it either. I wouldn't recommend it either. It's a bad idea, because that last one we did 21 hours. It was like, by the time we finished, it was like 22 hours, the whole thing. I went to bed. I got up. I went to bed for like 3 or 4 hours because I didn't want to screw up my schedule. So I only slept for like 3 or 4 hours, and I got up. That whole Sunday, I swear to God, I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. And I finally went to bed early Monday, Sunday night into Monday, and I was able to function again. So I don't know how people do it. It's crazy. But guys, again, Huff put the link in the chat. Please sign up for this race. This Spa 24 is just going to be absolutely fantastic. And again, it's more than the race. It's the charity event. It's the race, and it's an event. We're going to make an event of it, and we're still working on ideas how to do that. So please sign up, get a team together, sign up for this 24 hours. I want to make this huge. I want it to blow up. Not for Box 3. I want it to blow up so that we can set a goal for donations, and we can blow it out of the water. And whether that's Extra Life, again, here in the US and Canada, or whether that's your charity because you live somewhere else, if you're passionate about it, hit me up and we're going to include you. We want to make sure you're included. So that said, though, get over there, get signed up. We're going to switch to something else real quick.
Can we believe that we've been doing this for a year?
I know, it's fantastic.
That's
isn't
pretty.
it?
The amount of growth that we've had in a year, just to hype us up a little bit, just to hype. I say us like I'm a part of it. I didn't do anything. So
Hoffman, hyping
No,
Hoffman
you
up
played your
here.
part. I was going to say, I mean, Huff's the guy. Huff's the
Huff,
man.
Molson, Will.
Nah,
Will
don't
Green
include me
Edie.
with.
Yes.
Don't include me with that. You got to. You got to
All
talk
right,
about
well,
Huff.
then
You got to
F.
talk about
Molson,
Will. You got to talk
Huff,
about Zap.
Will, Zap.
I mean, these guys go out and stream, and they pull people in, and they're like, "Hey, where do you race?" And they're like, "Box 3," and they pull people over. Like those guys right there, pump this the way it was. And now we're 1 year in. It's got to go another 10. I got to get 10 years out of
Zap and
this.
Huff transplant.
10
I came
years.
from the two of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you're one Anderson who knows. You saw these guys, or whether you met them in a race or you met them, you watched their stream, whatever it was. Those guys pump this stuff. So hats off to them. I sit back here and
Absolutely.
support. That's all I do. I'm gonna have to
All
go
right,
get
now
another drink in a minute.
let's get to the more. Let's
All
get to
right,
the more fun.
let's get
stuff.
some fun stuff. So I'm gonna kill this real quick, and you guys have to bear with me because I'm trying to figure out how to set this up to do it correctly. But I need that big white block right there. So
I'm so glad I get to be mean for like half a second.
well, we have a channel in the Discord.
Wait, that's new?
Yeah, no, it's not. He knows how to do it. We have a channel in the Discord called Rig, Roast, and Review. So here's what I did. You guys have to understand the first two. We're going to do 2 a week. We're going to do two rigs per week of.
Oh, we grabbed the coolest ones for week 1.
No, we didn't.
Okay,
grabbed.
Maybe I didn't see the right ones.
So here's what I did. So we're going to talk about Will Green and we're going to talk about Kevin Huffman. And the reason we're doing that is hold on. It's not because they're the coolest. It's not because they're the admins of the Discord of the server of the league. It's because I literally went to the top of the channel and said, you know what? If we're going to do this, we're just going to do it in the order people posted it. And those two were the first two. So if we pick 2 a week, we started with Will and Huff, and then next week we're just going to work our way down through that entire Discord channel until we've covered everybody's rig. All right. Why isn't it working? It should.
These are gonna be hard to be mean about though, because
I can be because I don't know how in the hell you swing yourself from one seat to the other in this particular picture.
That is true. That does look a little bit like a prison cell.
I mean, it's so small.
It's my ideal prison cell, but it does look like a little bit of a prison cell.
And I'm waiting for it to.
Sorry, Will. Your office is really tiny.
It's small, isn't it?
I love the priorities here. The sim rig takes up 60% of the room.
I know. Like there's
40.
Well, plus there's like 4 monitors, and when he's working, there's 1. Because I know Will works out of the house, so like there's like 1 monitor to work. So like, okay, this is my prayer. I'm gonna work.
He popped one off of the work monitors, and he's like, "No, that's really
it
not the priority.
Like
Let's put it back on."
That's the one that's at the top of the sim rig.
I see that. There's like 1 arm hanging out there just by itself. Like, I'm not even gonna replace it. It's fine.
It also does look a little bit like a transformer. Like it's gonna try to save the world one day.
But there is the rig kind of more straight on from Will.
So cool.
But he does have
that on Twitter, by the way.
He has a great rig.
Twitter.
I like the angles of, I think, is that ACC?
He got those pedals for free too.
Yeah, that is ACC. Animal.
How did he get the pedals for free?
He won a contest.
Oh my God.
On Twitter. I was pissed.
This is why we said Will needs to go. He's just out. We don't even deal with him anymore.
Hey, he's driving a McLaren. Good choice.
Of course I'm honestly surprised it's not the Mercedes or the.
So here's my question. So you see the PC in the corner, right? You can see the case in the corner, in the bottom right-hand corner. We can see his case. Let me switch back. Is that PC running the rig and the other monitor over here?
No, I think he has it.
He's got 2 PCs.
No way.
Well,
maybe.
It's possible.
We got to ask him now.
We're going to have to ask him if he's got 2 PCs.
If he's running both, nice job on the PC build because that thing's pretty beefy.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
It does look good.
So again, you said you said you got to be mean for a minute. I don't see how you're going to be mean to poor Will. I think that's a pretty good rig, man.
The biggest. That's why I said we picked the coolest rigs. The next one is actually really well done.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the next one. I'm going to show you the first picture, which I love it. I think it's fantastic. Okay. I think it's great. And again, guys, you're going to have to understand this. These pictures move around as I change them. So I'm going to have to slide things real time and it looks weird. So
I do agree with Jet that Will's PC is on the ground and that's
get that out of there. That's bad.
Yeah. Let's
Mine's
get you a
up on
little
a-
bit of a
The only
sand
thing you
plate.
could have said, Blue, was that there was like boxes in the room that could have been organized. That's the only thing you could have
The
said.
thing, I just can't wait for. There are a couple people that I've seen, mine included. I cannot wait to roast those. And there's one really in particular I'm waiting for.
Perfect.
It's impossible to roast this one. It's
It's
really
not
is.
impossible. And
There is
well,
until
hold
we
on.
get to the other picture.
I was gonna say I'm gonna say I agree with you until we get to picture 2. So you look at this and you go, holy crap! Like there's these 3 monitors and he's got it surrounded. He's got a shroud over the top, and this is Kevin Huffman, by the way, one of our admins. And he's all set up. Like this thing is perfect. It looks fantastic. He's blocking the light. He's got LEDs everywhere. But just for a minute, let's go to picture 2.
Look at his mouse stand, though.
I know.
It's his battle box. He still has that, by the way. He still uses that to this day. I'm fairly certain.
Don't forget, he has voice command lighting on this.
Well,
He
but
also-
here's
He
but here's the
custom
thing.
built this rig.
He did.
He welded this together.
He did, and I love it.
I believe.
I'm not even roasting this thing. How many of you have ever seen the old movie The Black Hole? Do you remember
You're
The Black
showing
Hole?
your age, champ. No.
I don't know if I know this one.
You don't remember The Black Hole is a Disney movie from the 80s? No?
It's the back room of
I-
a strip club.
Okay,
I just
well,
read that comment.
y'all can laugh all you want.
Yeah,
It's a movie.
This is
It's
where
a
the
cult
this is where the
classic.
exclusive dances go on.
Yeah, well, it's a cult classic, The Black Hole. It's a Disney movie. Go look it up and go watch it because it's fantastic. But the minute I saw this second picture, which I'm about to flip to, I thought of The Black Hole. And it's because of a spaceship gets sucked into a black hole.
The only black hole I think of, Molson, is your mom.
Look at this. Well, that happens too. But look at this. This gives me motion sickness even though it's not moving. I feel like something very bad is going to happen to me when I sit in this seat.
I don't know. It is cool. Yeah, it does look a little bit like a supervillain lair in James Bond.
That's
like the lasers.
I guess
the
that's what it
lasers
is.
coming for me. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's cool. I'm not saying it's not cool, but I feel like if I sit in this chair, I'm probably going to have like Blue, you just said like the lasers are going to come up between my legs and threaten to burn my wingus
Yeah,
off.
but there's no hot Bond girl. It's just your mom, and I'm like, you know what? Take it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
like,
just,
but then we pull back and we look at this and I go, okay, that's cool. I like it.
So that's when he like first started going. That's when he got. I think that's when he got his bezel deletes. And I
Mhm.
remember that. The only thing that drives me nuts is I don't have like diagnosed OCD, but his monitors are ever so slightly in the picture. One looks like it comes out further than the other, and I remember that was a bitch for him to set up, I believe.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, having that shroud and everything. This looks really unfinished. So
It
I'm really
does.
glad that
and I know he's got he's
back.
got the shroud and everything now, and obviously this is an older picture, but sitting back, kind of like what I guess what I'm saying from the previous picture, and you pull back to this to me looks like it's fantastic. But
go back to the other one. I have a joke.
Oh God, here we go.
I can't wait.
I have
for
a
this.
joke.
There you go.
Someone reminded me of it. In Grandma's Boy. When he has his big like rig thing, and he's like, he's sitting here. I have a strange reason to believe that when Kevin gets out of this rig, he goes to his kid and he's like, you know what, Braxton? I'm thinking about getting metal legs. It's an expensive operation, but it's totally worth it. Yeah.
Did you ever see The Last Starfighter?
Dude,
jeez,
I've seen The Last
Oh my
Unicorn.
God.
That's about as old as I go, bro.
Oh,
Last Starfighter?
man. And Poppins wants to kick me out of here. They want a new caster now because I'm too old. You have not seen The Last Starfighter. What is wrong with you? Like, I don't care what
Do you want
age
the
you
short
are.
list or the long one? I can
But I
call my
don't care
therapist.
I don't care how old you are. If you haven't watched The Last Starfighter, there's something wrong in
how
your
old
life.
I am, Molson?
It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're
Chris Hansen's about to walk through your
if
door.
you're 5 or if you're 50,
Catch
if you're
Live
500.
on Box3 Motorsports.
You should have seen The Last Starfighter. You guys are
Sit down, let's
you're
have some
killing me,
lemonade.
Smalls. You're absolutely killing me, Smalls. And you probably don't know why I'm saying you're killing me, Smalls.
No,
you
I
probably
do
don't
know. I get that
either.
joke.
Yeah, I
get
probably
that
don't think
joke.
you get that one
Get that
either.
joke.
No, but
The other thing with Kev is that he has I don't want to call it an obsession. It's an obsession.
Mhm.
He loves black and red.
He does.
Loves it.
Obviously.
His seat is black and red. His foam, the sound canceling foam that he has black and red. also really funny is that this, I'm pretty sure, is in his basement, and he
Mhm.
has soundproof foam on, I think that's an exterior wall. He'll have to correct me on this. So if that's going outside, the only people that aren't hearing you are the toads that are outside of that wall. Like, that's it. No one else. No one
Oh
else
my
cared.
goodness. So again, guys, that's our first, our first kind of rig
Man.
roast and review. And as I said, if you guys go, if anybody that's in Box 3, if you go and look at the channel, we're going to start at the top, from when it was first created, and we're going to work our way down, and we'll do 2 per week that we are here.
Please post in there.
Yeah,
because
post your pictures. We're going to have to keep it going.
I want stuff to.
This one just wants to make jokes. That's what he's asking
I really
for.
do.
Well, I'll
My
tell you what,
stand-up EP is on Spotify. It's $5. Help me pay rent.
I honestly wish mine were in there. I haven't even posted any pictures of mine yet. But
mine is on there, and it's
we will get there.
Hilarious.
We will get there, sir. It's coming. I guarantee it. We are going to get to it. What I love about yours is that the pedals kind of are crooked, but you don't care.
Mine?
Yeah, didn't I see a picture of yours? Your pedals
dude,
are like crooked, like they were off. Like your rig sat this way, but your pedals were kind of like crooked this way.
Oh, so currently right now, we'll just
drive that.
Fuck it. We'll just I swore that's the one
Are
F
you
bomb we get.
serious right now?
We'll just roast mine right now. My direct drive, which is $700, is sitting on $80 worth of wood that I built in about 40 minutes in my garage. So I have this really nice setup. My pedals were at one point bungee corded around the rig, quote unquote rig. None of these cuts are
The rig
even
was
at
rigged.
all. Yeah, none of these cuts are even remotely close to straight. This is the amount of torque that's in my base. So when I take a really hard turn,
why is that thing swiveling so hard?
Yeah, dude. It's called realism, all right? It's called immersion. So the other thing is I didn't mount.
Is that what they call it these days, Blue?
I have like a 2x4 right here. I didn't mount it straight. I didn't mount the wheelbase straight at all. So my wheelbase is ever so slightly crooked.
Oh my lord!
If I get it straight, I'm going esports for sure. It's the only reason that this is hampering me is because it's ever so slightly crooked. Also,
and I think the fact that your desk slides back and forth by about 3 inches, that might be a problem. You might want to consider doing something about that.
No, dude, I think
a little bit of flex there.
It's like a chassis moving around,
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, my pedals are no longer bungee.
Listen, Blue, whatever you got to tell yourself to sleep better at night, it's fine. It's
Blue's
okay.
motion rig. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, we are going to get the Blues.
Motion rig. Yeah,
we're going to get the Blues.
I'm in VR.
We're
I don't know why my eyes are closed in VR, but
we're going to get to everybody's rig. So, guys, keep posting those pictures because we're going to keep walking through them from the top all the way to the bottom. So we'll have 2 more next week, and we'll hopefully be there. But with that, I'm going to look to close this out with these 2 fine gentlemen. Mr. Boy Blue. I'm your boy. You're my boy, Blue.
Follow me on Twitch. It's the same thing. It's You're My Boy Blue.
You should go follow him on Twitch. Absolutely go follow him on Twitch. And Mr. Anderson, you are one of my favorites, sir. It's good to watch you race. I can't wait to see you at Zolder.
Myself,
yes.
Twitch.
With the number 4, spell out for it. So
ONE for myself.
Oh, well, you missed a word there, bud. One rule for myself.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Everybody follows the wrong person. This dude's like,
why are all these people follow me? And then all the followers are like, why isn't he racing?
Yeah, he like plays Pokemon.
I'll put my thing in the chat. I'll just say hi, and
if you can't, yeah, there you go. There you go. Blue, you should do the same.
If we're doing anything, we're marketing ourselves. I don't care about Wilson at all.
You don't have to care about
the
me.
guy.
That's
really
fine.
Would much rather be doing anything else right now.
I would much rather be going and pouring another drink and having a cigarette, if I have to be honest right now. But that's just me. Guys, thank you both so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. Anderson, you're a blast to talk to. Blue, you are always fun. And hopefully you guys will be able to come back every week. Folks, the goal is to come back and do this every week, right? Review the previous race, talk about the next race, do a little bit of rig roasting. That is what we are going to offer here during the course of this show, which is now called Recovery Drive, thanks to your boy Blue right there.
I came up with that in
He
4
did.
seconds.
He did. Well, and I put it in there, and
instantly.
I tagged Zap. I tagged Zap, but it's basically like I'm not creative enough to come up with a name. I need somebody to come up with a name, and I know Zap's like wicked creative, but I'm glad you jumped in and grabbed it. Zap agreed, Huff agreed, so let's go with it. Every week,
mom
every Thursday, she does.
She's all I want. I've waited for so long.
I think I'm gonna
Molson,
turn
can't you
off the
see?
stream right now.
Dude, I sang that. I
Um,
sang that in VC one time. Oh, I don't remember what we were doing, and I was like, man, I really wish
No,
Anderson had his
funny,
soundboard up.
wait. I think we were both singing it together, actually.
Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
We had harmonies.
It must have been awesome. Well, guys, folks, we're going to be back next week for this. Don't forget, Saturday, I will be streaming my race in the TCR iRacing League right here on the Box 3 channel. And Sunday, we're back for Zolder for both the for the AM, Pro-Am race, and then the Pro and Silver race, which will happen directly afterwards. So make sure you come back for those. Anderson, thank you. Blue, thank you both very much. And thank you to everyone who came to watch tonight. I appreciate all you folks being here. And we'll see you at the next race. Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a beautiful day.